Do you still try to run from your twin flame connection? Do you try to avoid or deny your feelings, telling yourself that this isn't real and that the feelings will fade after time? Well, you cannot run from the inevitable, and you cannot run from divine love. You didn't fall in love with your twin flame. You remember that you always love them. So you cannot deny these feelings, and you cannot run from the inevitable. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, no matter how hard you run or how far you try to run, you cannot run from destiny, and you cannot run from your divine counterpart. You cannot run from the feelings that are there. You know, like a normal 3D connection. In a normal 3D connection, if you spend time away from the person that you have feelings for, your feelings will fade. But something that you'll come to realize in your twin flame connection is, no matter how hard you run or how far you run, the feelings only get stronger, even when you're not in communication. And we can try and deny our feelings all we want, and we can try and avoid them all we want, and we can try and tell ourselves that this isn't real, but that ain't going to work. You know, we're trying to control the narrative. We're trying to control the connection, but you cannot control the connection. And I think this is so funny. I get this through telepathy, but like I know my twin. Like I know he goes through things and he's doing a bit of healing or whatever, and I know he says to himself, you know, it's not that strong. I don't feel that much for her. And the longer, you know, he spends away from me, he tries to deny the feelings. He tries to say to himself, you know, it's not that strong. It's fine. You know, the feelings will go away. It's fine. And then he sees me again and he's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And he remembers how intense it is. And then he tries to do the same thing again. And that's what most DMs do, is literally they try and avoid. They will try and run. They will try to distract, do anything in their power to try and avoid thinking about their divine feminine. But like, it's so funny. No matter how much you try not to think about your twin flame, you're always thinking about your twin flame. It's just, it's fucked up, like really, how intensely they are on your mind all the fucking time. And it's not obsession. It's not. It's just they are a part of you and they are with you all the time. So, you know, you can't run from something that's already within you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, any kind of past relationships that we've had, they were based on wounding, you know, there wasn't really love there. But like, you know, you can get over those things. You know, they're not in-depth soul love. That's just on the surface love. So, you know, you can just wipe it away. It's clean, it's gone. But with deep soul connections and with deep twin flame connections, it's a part of your core. It's a part of your, you know, who you are originally, because we're obviously spiritual beings living a human experience. So your origin, your soul origin, has always, always, always loved your twin flame. So how can you run from something that's actually a part of your, it's part of your DNA, it's a part of your essence of who you are. You know what I mean? And like, this thing of control, I think that one of the biggest things that the divine masculine fears is losing control. And what scares him most about the twin flame connection is he has no control. And, you know, you can try and control your feelings. You can't control your feelings. You know what I mean? I know for the DF then, like, you know what I mean? From my perspective, I've ran as well. Like, we can say that our twin flame is running our you know, we're the chaser, they're the runner. But in actual fact, we're both running. And before we, like, say, when we're in separation, you know, for the divine feminine, we don't think we're running because we're the fucking chaser. But in within us, deep within us, we are avoiding it. We are in fear of it. We are because of what we've been through in this, you know, in past relationships. We're afraid of love. Until we heal our wounds, we're actually afraid of love. So a part of us is running too. But at the end of the day, you still can't run. It still keeps coming back around. No matter how far you go or try to go, it will come back around. You won't be able to resist the pull, the magnetic pull between the two of you. And that's another thing. Like, you know, it actually gets more intense after time. And it's funny because we will say to ourselves, oh, the longer I stay away, you know, I won't feel this anymore. But the feelings do get stronger, the pull gets stronger, the intensity gets stronger. And then you meet your twin flame again and you're like, oh shit, you know, there's no denying this. And that's one of the sure signs that you have met your twin flame, is that your feelings will intensify even with lack of contact, even with no communication and complete separation. But this is what the energy I'm getting as well at the moment is like, so when we're in the separation energy, the fears can delay, the doubts can delay. There is the energy. I think we're all afraid of this one is the free will energy. Yes, your twin flame has free will, but that free will cannot actually, it cannot actually get in the way of union. It can delay union, but it can't actually get in the way of it. And, I think one of the biggest fears for me was, what if he never chooses this? What if he does choose free will and stay in the matrix, stay in that miserable existence, stay conditioned, staying in that false reality? What if he chooses that, and what if he doesn't choose to awaken? But what I've remembered as well is that our souls made a promise. You know what I mean? And the way I see it as well is if you even get a taste of awakening, you will not go back. And your twin flame hasn't just gotten a taste of awakening to escape his old life. He's gotten a taste of divine love. He's gotten a remembrance of divine love. And you've gotten that remembrance of divine love. And I think that's the thing that keeps us going, is knowing that that's what we're here for. We're here for divine love, but we're here for divine mission as well. So that will keep us going forward. But when when we're in separation mode, the fears, the doubts, the insecurities, all that stuff, yes, it will delay union, but it won't stop it. And I suppose the longer we avoid our inner work or avoid our healing, that's how long separation will be. But when you get into surrender energy and get into union energy, I've mentioned this last few videos, you have no choice. You know what I mean? You can, I mentioned that relapse. You know what I mean? The relapse brought up all the fears again. And all of them, like all of the fears, and even more fears, kind of wondering how the fuck is this going to work energy. And I think when you're in union energy, you actually discover that you're ready. And that puts fear in you as well. But these fears are no longer strong enough to get in the way. Say prior to union energy, when you're in separation mode, not only do your fears get in the way, also other people's words get in the way as well. Plant seeds of doubt. Make you question everything, make you question your sanity. But when you get into union energy, all the fear is like, I don't really believe that anymore. And it's like, I don't care anymore. You get into such an energy. It's like, I don't care about my fears anymore because I want this to happen. But it's also in the energy of, even if you do have fears, or even if you say to yourself, I'm going to run again, the universe is literally going to go, no, come back here. This is where you belong. So this is why we have to surrender, to let go of control, because fighting against this doesn't work. And the reason we do fight against it, the reason we do run from this, is because of our unworthiness wound, is because of our insecurities, is because of our questioning our sanity energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, not only are we trying to heal past traumas and trying to overcome how other people have treated us, trying to fulfill our own validation, say, for heal our own unworthiness wound, come to a place of security within ourselves. We have to heal all that, but also we're remembering how to love, because that twin flame love, that divine love, has always been inside you. And because of past trauma, because of abuse, we've put walls up preventing us from feeling that. And I think the closer we get to union as well, every time you meet your twin again, or every time you have contact with your twin again, another little part of that wall breaks down. And every step you get a little bit closer, and you start to open yourself up fully, and you stop fighting, and I think one of the most exhausting things on this journey is when when we're in that runner energy, or when we're in that avoidance energy. And that's both twins. Like, you can see your divine counterpart physically running, in a sense. Do you know what I mean? He or they are the ones that are avoiding this, but everything is a mirror. So what parts are you avoiding? What parts have you been running from? What parts have you been trying to control? And that's what it is. Because of the pain within us, because of the walls that we've put up, it's the denial. Oh my God. It's that's another thing. It's denial. You know what I mean? And I know this happens for the DMs anyway, and I know this happens with my twin flame. Like, he literally probably, I can feel that he literally saying to himself, no, I don't really, it's not that real, you know, it's fine, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'll get over it. And it's this denial of the intensity of the love. And that's what it is. They're trying to deny how they feel because they're afraid of how they feel. Because with past relationships, we've lost control. And in a twin flame connection, you have no control. But it doesn't mean you've lost control. It's a weird energy. Like, in the past relationships, we have lost all sense of self. But the lack of control within a twin flame dynamic doesn't mean you lose yourself. It just means you surrender to love. And that's all it is. Surrendering to love. Opening your heart and letting this in. And that's what it is, because you can't deny it. You just can't. You know what I mean? You can say every day that you don't feel the strong feelings, but yet your twin flame is constantly on your mind. Always. The minute you wake up, they're on your mind. Before you go to sleep, they're on your mind. All through the day, they're on your mind. No matter what kind of mundane task you are doing throughout the day, their energy would pop in. No matter what you're doing. It's I suppose that's another part. Like, you know, when we're in the healing stage as well, we do question our sanity. We ask ourselves, how could this be real? This is nothing like I've ever experienced before. And we run from it. We run from it because you could ask the person, you know, a 3D person about this, and they will tell you you're crazy. They'll tell you none of this is real. They'll tell you to go off and get fucking help. You know what I mean? That's a fact. And we have to learn how to trust our intuition on this journey. But when we're denying our intuition, how are we able to trust it? So the more we run, the more we avoid, the more we're denying our soul, the more we're denying our feelings, the more we're denying our truth. And that's what it is. But you cannot, I keep saying it, you can't run from the inevitable. And you know, as I said, there is those fears that we had. How does this work? Or will it ever work? Will they do the work? Am I doing the fucking work? You know what I mean? Will union ever happen? And it's such a hard journey. And I think that's another reason we deny, is because we're afraid of pain. We're afraid of hurt. We're afraid that this isn't real. And that's where the walls come up. And I think every step closer, every bit of healing we do, every little bit of magic that we feel will break down those walls a little bit more. And we start to realize that we cannot deny this anymore. We can't. We just fucking can't. You can try. You can run. You won't run very far because the universe is literally going to grab you by the collar and bring you back. And that's a fact. It's just the way it is. It's like... It's like you're just going to come back around in that circle over and over again. You're running, but you're running back. You're running and you're running back. It's never going to end. Like, it's you know, until you actually accept this, until you surrender to this. You know what I mean? You're just going to go around in this loop where you're trying to get away, but you just keep coming back. And that's a fact. So, like, you know, I think one of the biggest things here is not to deny your feelings. You know what I mean? Why are we so afraid? I know why we're so afraid of love. We're so afraid of love because of our trauma. We're so afraid of love because we've been hurt so many times. But you cannot fail at divine love. You just can't. If you don't do your healing, then you can. But when you trust the process, when you just let go, and it's such an energy lately of letting the fuck go of everything. Just let it go. Be in the moment and let it happen. You know, the beauty of the twin flame connection is that if you let it go, it will fucking flow. It really will. It'll just go so effortlessly and smoothly. It really, really will. Because you're so... I was doing this in the video, I don't know, it was yesterday. You're just in this tense energy all the time. It's like, I want this, or I don't want this, I'm so scared. Like, let go. Let go. And don't even fucking try and plan it. Don't try and fix it or fixate on it. Just let it, like, you know, obviously you take action steps. You do the healing work, and yes, you communicate. So that's another thing. We deny our intuition. So, like, you know, you'll be getting the urge to reach out, and then you don't because you're like, oh, I better not do that because of this. Stop fucking overthinking. Just do it. Do you know what I mean? When your soul is telling you to do something, just do it. You know what I mean? And this is the beauty of surrender, control, spontaneity, whatever, is literally just say, fuck it. Just, yeah, use those words, fuck it, let it go, just let it happen. And that's the beauty of love, is if you literally just allow love to take the lead, there's no stress. You're not hitting your fucking head off a brick wall all the time. You're literally just flowing along effortlessly. And that's such a beautiful place to be in. So stop trying to run from the inevitable. Stop. Like, you're only stressing yourself out the more you try to deny this, avoid it, and run from it. It's causing you unnecessary stress if you're actually still in this avoidance energy, this denial energy. You cannot deny something that's been within your soul since your very, very, the beginning of your very existence. You know what I mean? It's a part of you at a core level. You know what I mean? Your body is going to die, but the love that you feel for your twin flame is going to remain in your soul. It doesn't ever die. So fighting against it is fucking stupid because it just adds stress to your life. So take a step back and and speak to yourself. Instead of going, I don't feel like this, ask yourself, how do I feel? And let yourself feel it. This suppression of fucking emotion and feeling is bullshit. It leads to fucking dis-ease within your body. So stop trying to push the fucking toothpaste back into the tube. You can't. Let everything out. Do you know what I mean? And just feel it. Because when you feel the magic and allow yourself to feel the magic, you literally get into this mode of, shit, this is real and this is inevitable. And then all you have to do is trust. And that's it. So let go, let flow, surrender to love, open your heart. You cannot deny the feelings that are ingrained within you. They're only going to continue to get stronger, even if you try to run. And when you're in union energy, the fears can no longer delay. They're literally the universe is going to push you through anyway. So as I said, this is inevitable, and stop trying to fight against something that is completely real. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help in your path. Also, I'm hosting a Feminine Empowerment Workshop on October 15th at 6 p.m. Ireland UK time for ladies to come together, heal, share, and grow. And just a little sense of community. It'll be kind of a monthly meetup thing where we can all just support each other on our growth journey. If you want information about that, just comment below. And I also have another channel called Aligning with Angie, where I'll be sharing guided meditation every week. The information for that is in the description box.